Welcome to PreciousMetalsInvesting.com. My name is Ted Sudol, and I have the pleasure of having as my guest today, Paul Majenovic. Paul is the author of Precious Metals Investing for Dummies. He also has his own website, RavenCapitalist.com. Welcome, Paul.
Good to be back on the program, Ted. And today, the interesting thing is we're talking about really an asset, or commodity, really, that's considered a strategic asset. And, when we talk about precious metals, they're considered, strategic assets. This is why, many countries out there buy them by the tons. And many of them are accruing them. Some are selling them because they need reserves. But another one that's really been, on the scene lately, and it's even been frightening many folks out there, has been the price of oil coming down. Because oil is considered a strategic commodity in many regards. And let's face it, for me in general, if I see oil coming down, obviously, of course, if I'm owning oil, I'm not a happy guy. The value of my commodity and my asset, my inventory is going down. But the thing is, if there's one thing our economy can certainly use is a tax cut. And for many people, a price cut in oil is really effectively like a tax cut. Because since oil, the cost of oil permeates so much of our economy. When you and I drive to places in transportation, the cost of goods being delivered to us, the cost of many things to be produced and manufactured. Oil is a ubiquitous commodity in that regard. It touches directly or indirectly much of what we touch in a modern economy. And a big reason why the price of oil has been coming down lately has certainly been the fact that in America, in the last year or two, the last couple of years, there's been a renaissance of oil production, because of things such as fracking and other procedures, which is actually bringing up to the point where supply has been greatly increased tremendously, to the point where it's been unheard of. 10 years ago, if someone told you that the United States will become a leader in terms of oil or energy supply, they would have thought you were insane. But the new technology has changed the game drastically, where you have panic in places like Russia. You see Venezuela's being impacted, which I don't mind. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the regime in Venezuela. But in addition, you find out that falling oil prices has had an impact in the Middle East. It's changed a lot of dynamics, politically and otherwise. So for me, the price of oil coming down, I think, is good news for many consumers in the United States. But the thing is, sometimes a good in one marketplace is a bad in another marketplace. So there might be the potential for instability in other parts of the world. The impact could be what? You might have situations when, look, if Russia's revenues are falling, they might end up needing to shore up their reserves, which means what? Maybe they might, cut it down on other assets. Some of their holdings of like the U.S. dollar reserves. Same thing in China. They're considering dumping some of their treasuries because they want to be able to shore up some of their reserve requirements, some of their capital needs for their economy. So the point is that we're entering a period could be of great instability. And if there's a period of great instability, what does it mean for you? Many times I've talked to people that, I like people having a cornerstone of their portfolio in human need, investments, as we've talked about before, food, water, etc. That could be part of it because you want the stability, you want dividend payers, etc. Because some of these things are going to weather what's coming. Because I think a lot of volatility is yet to come, and a lot of impact, and black swans being unleashed because of things in the marketplace which has unsettled many corners of the investment world, like the plummeting of oil. What does it mean? It means more diversification than ever before. It means having assets, that retain their value, as a part of your overall picture, becomes a necessity. And why there's necessities for the site that you're running, Ted. So people are up on things such as precious metals. Yeah.
Thank you for being with us today at PreciousMetalsInvesting.com. My name is Ted Sudol. My guest has been Paul Majenovic. Paul is the author of Precious Metals Investing for Dummies. He also has his own website, RavenCapitalist.com. Thank you.